welcome to a brand new video on my channel. Today we're gonna be reacting to why fans are disappointed with Chapter 4. And yeah, I know I have not been recording for a while, but it's because my PC not working properly. It's technically uh, it's not the best PC, so I gotta upgrade it. So until I get to upgrade it, I will be reacting to videos, and when I get to build my PC, better pieces to my PC and stuff, then I will of course be playing Project Playtime again. But until then, it may take like 3 months, no, 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe. But now we're gonna be reacting to why fans are disappointed with Chapter 4. I'm not disappointed with Chapter 4. But um, Puppy Playtime Chapter 4 has got some mixed reviews about the chapter because of the bugs. Yeah, it is mostly about the bugs and stuff. But Mob Entertainment have released many patches and probably gonna release more. So yeah, you know what? With that said, let's just react to this. Let's react. Come on.
Chapter 4 has
Oh, there
been
you go.
released for a few days now, and there has been a ton of controversy around its release, from it being super glitchy, disappointing characters, people saying it's rushed, and so far it even has mixed reviews on Steam, with hundreds of people complaining about the title. But then, why are people so upset? Are they right? And how have the devs responded? Well, the concerns for this game and its quality started to seep in around the very first Chapter 4 teaser trailer, where we were introduced to the new and highly controversial Nightmare Critters. This trailer was slammed for its quality at the time because there were bad clipping issues, the animation had a bunch of errors, there wasn't any sound, it just had music overlaid on top of it, and of course the game was announced to be releasing in January, only a year after Chapter 3 was released. But fans, myself included, stayed really optimistic because the devs were dishing out tons of lore through the ARG, and when we finally started to get some more trailers for the game, they looked great. They dropped one for Yarnaby, one for the fan favorite Pianosaurus, and of course one for the highly coveted Harley Sawyer, the Doctor, who was revealed to have been revived as this massive all-seeing entity watching over.
But we didn't see that type of model of the Doctor in Puppy Playtime Chapter 4. We just saw like a lung or a brain in like a red thing. So that was kind of disappointing, I guess.
Us the entire game. But the main concern people were noticing at this moment was they weren't showing off any gameplay. Mob has never shied away from revealing the new elements of their gameplay early. It's a key reason people love Poppy Playtime, for its unique mechanics. But this time we saw nothing. No descriptions, no teases, and
But I don't think that's weird. I don't think that's weird that they doesn't share the or the gameplay this like. I know they did it with Chapter 2 and Chapter 1 and Chapter 3, where they got trailers pretty soon, you know, like a long time before the chapter releases. But I I don't think that's weird with this one, because they did actually make a fast development, or they did develop this game so fast that I I I think they just finished Chapter 4, um, then sent the trailer like 4 days before it dropped, because they were just done with the game, you know. So I I I don't think that's weird that they dropped the trailer 4 days before, and because it was not rushed, but like they did it so fast that they wouldn't have had an opportunity to like drop the trailer a long time before it releases, because you know they were developing fast, you know. So yeah, I don't think that's weird at all.
of course no screen.
And yeah, sorry for pausing and stuff like that. But just watch it yourself. The title is right there, and it is from Sheep Rampage. Um, so watch it yourself if you guys don't want to watch me react to it and pause it every time. But I just want to say one more thing. Why does people complain about the teaser trailers? Like, why? I like the bug, or I don't see how they can complain about the quality on a teaser trailer. Like, what? Like, that has nothing with the game. Like, the developers itself said that it has nothing with the game to do. Like, it was the early state of the game that the teaser trailer were made. So why are people complaining on that? That, I think that's pretty weird. But yeah,
shots or gameplay trailers. In fact, we wouldn't get any of those things until just 1 week before Chapter 4, where we would get our
that's not weird because they finished the game so quick, or like uh they like had not too much time to finish it, you know? So that's not weird.
ourselves our first gameplay trailer revealing the new character Doey, and finally some gameplay which actually looked pretty good. There was a vocal minority of people worried about the game still, mostly because they thought the lighting didn't quite look right and that the animations weren't perfect.
And that's weird. Like, I love this trailer and I love the quality of this trailer. I didn't think it looked wrong at all, so I think that's so weird. I just think it is some haters out there that just want to hate, just because they just want to hate for fun or something. I don't know, but I just think that's very weird. I mean, we got our own feelings about it and meanings, but still though, still pretty weird.
Things for the most part that could be brushed off as nitpicks, at least at the time. But then on January 30th, for the first time ever, Mob would launch their game fully on schedule without any delays.
Yeah,
but
first
now
time.
some people are wishing they would have. Numbers wise, Chapter 4 was a massive success.
What? Did it blow up more than Chapter 3? 25, 24,984 active on in January 30th. Oh, wait, what? I don't think that's I don't think that's right. It says January 27th, 27th, and then 24. Okay, I don't know, but I didn't know it was that blowing up, like so blowing up. That is actually amazing.
Shooting well above the peaks of any other chapter up until this
Yeah.
point. But as more and more people started to play the game, there were a few glaring issues that began to appear, specifically in three main areas: the glitches, the characters, and the gameplay. And
The glitches got fixed. The gameplay is completely fine, and the characters are crazy good. Like, I don't like if somebody is not agreeing with me, comment down below in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think, but I just don't understand. And when you guys comment down below, just take like just say why. Like, say what you don't like about the game and stuff, and say why. Okay, I want to know.
first, starting with the glitches, the game had a ton of issues on launch,
That's
from
fixed.
soft locking, things not rendering properly, just generally a ton of polishing issues. And while
lighting
trying
too,
to play
yeah.
the game, it's extremely common, if not expected, for the game to just crash for no real reason. These bugs made the game super unpredictable at first, and oftentimes kind of frustrating, especially in relation to one of the biggest gameplay renovations in Chapter 4, the AI. As in this game, instead of using scripted chase sequences, they actually use AI systems that track and chase the player down, both in the Harley Sawyer section and in the Yarnaby section, which, as cool of a feature that this could have been, it actually just really ends up showing how buggy the game truly is. As in
Not
Harley
anymore.
Sawyer's boss fight, his minions are
it's
way
kinda
too
buggy
easy, and
still,
for the
but-
most part, you don't have to run from them. You can literally just disregard them, and as long as you are consistently going somewhere, they are basically a non-threat. As for Yarnaby's section, these issues
I agree with that one. It was too easy. The doctor section, too easy. Way too easy.
were even worse, as Yarnaby would constantly either get himself stuck, literally not spawn at all, and when he was working properly, his AI's difficulty was an extreme wild card. Sometimes Yarnaby would seemingly never notice you even if you were directly in front of him, while other times he would spot you from a million miles away, to the point where hiding from him was basically impossible. He would
That is fixed now. I mean, not all of it, I think, but I think Yarnaby's section is way better now. And after they have like claimed that they are not gonna do more patches and just gonna make the chapter 5, I'm gonna make a live stream playing playing chapter 4 over again because I want to see the complete game, with all of the bug fixes and stuff. I want to see that.
Would always find you. He also had a really bad spawn camping problem where sometimes he would spawn right next to you after a save constantly, and there was no way to run or hide because he would always see you before you could really do anything. Now, thankfully, bugs can be ironed out over time, and the developers have began rolling out patches to solve a lot.
They are on patch 4 now, so that's actually pretty crazy. They have done all of that in a short time. 4 patches in like 3 days or something. Incredible.
Of these issues, which while unfortunate, it's good, it's at least a temporary issue for the most part. As for the characters, there was a large cast of new toys coming to chapter 4 along with some returning ones. And while some characters were done a lot of justice like Doughy the Dough Man and to some extent Yarnaby, at least when he worked properly, Harley Sawyer, who was supposed to be the main villain of the game and the one who watched over us through our entire journey, was barely physically in the game. We run through his minions and take the Omni-Hand card while destroying his body parts, and that's really it.
See this is weird. Look at this. Oh wow, I'm bad at this. Okay, there.
Parts and
Look at that. That is how the doctor looks like. Like, couldn't he like look like the TV man, bro? Like, bruh. Like, why this? This is more boring. Like, when I want a boss in a game, I want a real like boss design, good design, chasing with a bus and stuff. But I guess it's fine. Like, it's fine. The game is really good still, so.
And that's really it. They do a great job displaying Harley as an evil character in the lore and building up to the boss fight, but it never really felt like it paid off how it should have. And for the new Nightmare Critters and Pianosaurus, people were extremely disappointed after they teased these characters months.
I agree with the character things, like the Doctor disappointing, Pianosaurus especially disappointing because that was my favorite character design. And it just lasts like 29 seconds. So, yeah, I was pretty like sad about that, but still the game is fine. So
in advance, just for them to honestly barely show up at all. The Nightmare Critters feature a few times in their mini forms, but there's no bigger bodies of them. There's no story about them. They literally just show up in the game, which made their entire character set feel unfinished, especially since they said they only created them in the summer before the game's launch. And most controversially, there was Pianosaurus, who also had a ton of build up leading up to the game. Just for us, when we finally meet him, to see him in one cutscene for no more than 20 seconds before Doughy absolutely destroys him in a brutal way, ending his life. His teaser trailer revealing him is unironically longer than the time he spends on screen. But then, regarding the gameplay, as we mentioned, it was a big concern that the devs were super hesitant about showing off any of the gameplay itself up until right before release. And again, a lot of people were disappointed, specifically with the lack of new content, at least considering how long this game was. The only new hands in the game are simply used to scan things, and not many other new gameplay mechanics were really offered otherwise. This overall has led to people feeling
like, I think this was like a lore-based chapter, and the hand designs were really cool. But I do agree with the scanning thing is pretty boring. But still, though, we got so many hands already, so maybe I'm good. I don't need any more new hands. But it would be cool. But still, like, we can't complain about something like hands and stuff. Like, why do we complain about that, bro? Like, what else could we use like a special hand to, like push away and stuff? Like, that could be like, yeah, I don't know what my point was there, but yeah.
Like the game was rushed during its development, especially since there was a ton of concern about the title releasing just 1 year after Chapter 3, seeming like the devs didn't have time to fully flesh this out, causing a lot of backlash with a lot of people, some even saying it was a downgrade from previous chapters.
I do
like
not
Chapter
agree
3.
with that.
And in my opinion, I'm a bit mixed with this reception, because while I do agree with a lot of these issues people have been saying, the game's glitches were extremely bad, and a lot of the characters just felt like they shouldn't have been in the game in the first place. I mean, a former former mob employee literally confirmed that Pianosaurus and the Nightmare Critters were not written in the original Chapter 4 lore, I still feel like there are a ton of positives to say about the title as well. With the main thing being the lore, this game you could tell is meant to have a more story focus, and
Yeah,
while
lore
that's for better or
focus.
worse depending on who you are, in my opinion, it's done almost perfectly. We go throughout the game learning more and more about the main characters and their personalities, while also answering a ton of questions that we've had since the start of the game, culminating into an amazing ending with an emotional finishing of Doey, Ollie's obvious but still interesting betrayal, and the return of Huggy, which again isn't gameplay intensive at all, but if you are like me and love the lore of Poppy Playtime, this has all of it, more than any of the chapters, and it's not even close. Plus, maybe I'm alone on this, but I really didn't think the gameplay was all that bad. Sure, the bugs affected it a lot and made
Not
early
that bad at
playthroughs
all.
borderline unplayable, but again, assuming those get fixed soon with them already releasing multiple patches just a few days into launch, I don't think, bugs aside, that the gameplay is all that bad, even if they didn't add as much stuff as maybe we were hoping. For instance, they actually used an AI character a third time for Baba Chops in a scene
That
that I
was
know
too bad.
was
That
annoying for a
was
lot of people,
not
but I
too
actually
bad.
thought the
That was
AI
actually
worked
kinda
well,
fun.
and it was
That
pretty
boss fight
intense and
was
fun.
actually kinda
Personally,
fun.
my biggest critique with the gameplay is honestly just that I think it's too easy. When the game's working properly, the puzzles don't take very long to solve, and the chases aren't as threatening as they probably should be.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
I
do
agree
feel
on
like
that.
despite all of these issues, the game has a ton of redeeming qualities, and to be honest, I think a lot of the reasons so many people have been disappointed with this chapter is because Mob has sort of built an expectation of insane growth with each chapter. Chapter 2 made Chapter 1 look like a tech demo, and Chapter 3 made Chapter 2 look like a game in its prototyping phase, while in Chapter 4, we kind of saw the quality plateau a bit and not really exceed our expectations in the same
but we
ways the
cannot
other ones have. And I do
we cannot expect the game to develop more and more and more and more, but each chapter, like at this point the graphics are great, that like everything is great now, so chapter 4 will I think it will kind of look like this, like chapter 4, because we cannot like think and expect Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 to be much better graphics and all of that. We cannot expect that, so I think it's gonna just be better that way. That they just keep Chapter 4 design for Chapter 5. I think that is better.
think disappointment at its core is why most people are upset. Not even that the game
And I
is
think that's
necessarily
weird.
all that bad. Again, I still think it's better than Chapter 3.
Mhm.
Rather, that the expectations for each chapter just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And in the trailers, they hyped up a lot of characters that just didn't really get the justice they deserved, along with the game, of course, being bugged. But with all of this controversy around the game, what does Mob do now? Well, in my opinion, I think Chapter 5, what is likely the last chapter, is going to take a lot
What?
longer to release now, like at least over a year.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think most importantly, while the story of the next chapter is going to be extremely important, it can't be everything that holds the game up. But thankfully, the developers have actually recently responded partially to all of this backlash. First by saying in their Discord server that y'all really love Pianosaurus, huh? Alluding to them being shocked by all of the support. I don't think they were expecting people to love Pianosaurus as much as they did. Also saying, we have been reading so much feedback. It has been interesting to hear. Every game gets better. Chapter 5 will be even better. We learn so
Okay.
much with each release. So despite all these issues, they seem pretty optimistic, but let me know what you guys think. Were you disappointed, and
No.
why?
I was not disappointed at all. At all.
Chapter 4
So yeah, that was the whole video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like on this video. And if you guys enjoyed the content I make, please subscribe. I know I have not made a video in a while now than I used to do. But just wait. When I get the PC pieces and get a better PC, I will make a video almost every single day, guaranteed. Okay. So yeah, and let me guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter down below. In the comments down below, just write what you guys think about the chapter and why you guys don't like it and why you guys do like it, and yeah, just explain things and stuff. And yeah, with all of that said, it is nothing less to say. Bye 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 bye.